friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are tackling our pantry. It's been long overdue. About a year ago, I took everything out, organized it, put everything in bins, and that system has worked pretty well. However, I haven't rearranged it or really been super strict on what's coming in over the last few months. So with the new year, and we're also about to move here soon, I figured it would be a good time to bring everything out, really pare down on the things that we don't need or that we don't use or things that are expired. Because with moving, I don't want to waste a bunch of food whenever we are in the thick of packing and trying to get out in a hurry. I have some time. We are actually in a winter storm right now, so this is the perfect day to tackle some organization and decluttering. So if you have an area in your home that you need to declutter as well, or just an area that could use a little sprucing up or TLC, hopefully this video will give you some inspiration on how to rearrange, how to organize, and just get you motivated to get up and do some decluttering with me. I love following the home edit method. If you want to see my previous major declutter and organization videos, I'll link that playlist down below. I've done our master bedroom, I've done our laundry room, our pantry multiple times, the kitchen. I've also done tons of room makeovers, making them a lot more functional for our family. So those videos will be down below in my description box. And I'm so excited because I am trying out the new Bissell Crosswave Pet Pro vacuum in today's video. I've had my eye on this vacuum for a while now. With us moving into a smaller apartment, I really wanted a vacuum that would mop, that would vacuum, and be cordless. So this vacuum checks all of those boxes off. So I'm going to show you how it works and give you my thoughts on it. You guys know I love reviewing vacuums and showing you the best ones in all different budgets and types. So today we're tackling the Bissell Crosswave. I'm so excited to show you guys how to use the Bissell Crosswave, and we're going to go ahead and do that before we get started with the pantry. Thank you to Best Buy for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I can't wait to tell you guys about the Bissell Crosswave Pet Pro. This is a beautiful vacuum. I'm a busy mom. We also have Colt, who's our King Charles Cavalier. My house gets very messy. Our floors are constantly dirty, and we have dark floors in our house. So I really wanted to find a vacuum that would vacuum really well and mop. And like I said, a bonus would be that it was cordless, and this one has it all. Plus, I love the colors of it. I feel like the platinum and the copper color are just so sleek and stunning. So all these features on the vacuum are just going to save me time as a mom, so I can do other things in my house like organizing the pantry, spending time with my family, just anything that I can do to cut down on the cleaning time, I am all for. After I got the vacuum, I let it charge up for 4 hours before I started using it. I'm just gonna remove the water tank, fill it up with water to the water line, and then fill the rest up with solution. I also want to make sure to have hot water. It's just gonna clean your floors a little bit better. This vacuum has a 30-minute run time, so it hits all of my hardwood floors in that amount of time, no problem. So I'm able to do all of the hardwood floors, and it will also pick up all of the pet hair, debris, and mop at the same time. It's safe to use on tile, sealed wood floors, vinyl, laminate, linoleum, rubber floor mats, pressed wood floors, and it even refreshes area rugs. I also love that it has a self-cleaning cycle. There's 3 different modes on the vacuum. You have your standard mode, which is great for just everyday messes. If you've spilled orange juice on the floor, it'll get that up. If you spill Cheerios or just any kind of crumbs, it's going to clean up those things. There's also an area rug mode that's going to refresh your area rugs without soaking them. And my favorite feature is the turbo pet mode, which gives you an extra boost for cleaning tough messes like dog drool. This is good for high traffic areas. It even gets jelly, honey, any really sticky things that are stuck to your floor. So I tested it out on my dark hardwood floors, and I loved the results. It cleaned them so well. There was no pet hair or dust on the floors left. It literally cut my floor cleaning time down in half, not having to do each step separately. So I'm a huge fan of this vacuum. I'm very excited to start using it, especially once we move into our new apartment. We're gonna have complete vinyl flooring in there, no carpet, so I'll be able to use this on all of those floors really efficiently. This back door is a really high traffic area. It's wet and rainy. It's the middle of winter in the Midwest. There you can see all of the paw prints and dirt that's on the floor. So I'm anxious to see how well the vacuum does on this high traffic area. Okay, so here was the turbo mode. It definitely has more power, more suction, and more water and solution. So I'm gonna let that dry and we'll see how it's looking, but I don't see any more paw prints on the floor, so yay! This area of the floor is now pretty much dry and it is so shiny. It smells good. So the vacuum worked wonderfully. And right now Best Buy is offering $100 off of select Bissell vacuums. So I'll link this one down below for you guys to shop. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start taking everything out of the pantry and get started organizing. Okay, here's the before of the pantry. Like I said, it's not horrible. I do have some systems in place. It's a lot of food I know I could pare down for sure. And whenever we move, we aren't gonna have a walk-in pantry like this in the apartment. We're going to have just some cabinets that we can stick our food in. So I feel like if I pare down things that we no longer need, it's just gonna make the moving process a lot smoother. I'm gonna start by taking everything out of the pantry. I'm gonna look and see if anything's expired. Things that we haven't used in months, I'm gonna go ahead and either give to my parents or I'm going to throw away. It's not something that I feel like can be passed on. All right, after everything is out of the pantry, I'm taking it by sections. I'm going to look at expiration dates and see if anything is expired, or if we don't use it, I'm going to either put it in a pile to give to mom and dad or throw it away. Now I'm going to take the time to rearrange all of the granola bars and all of the like items. I'm just going to make sure all of the bins have items that make sense to go together. Once I have all of the bins halfway organized, I'm going to place them on the kitchen table. That way I can clear up some room and start on the next shelf. So I'm pulling everything off of the shelf. I'm also checking all of the expiration dates on the canned goods, and I'm going to start rearranging in here. I'm pouring the olive oil into this dispenser. That way I can set it next to my stove and it is easy to grab whenever I'm cooking. these big bins are giving me the biggest headache. So I'm going to pare down big time on these bins and simplify a bunch. If I haven't used it in months, I'm going to get rid of it, get it out of the pantry so it's not taking up space. Once I've sorted through everything, I'm going to start making groupings of like items. So I've got Brooks's snacks I'm putting into a bin. And then I also found these bins at the dollar spot at Target, and they were $5 for these wire baskets that I think were perfect for pantry organization or really organizing of any kind. So I'm going to be placing some vegetables in here as well as breads. And I love that you have handles so you can move them in and out of the pantry really easily. Now I'm sorting out what foods I'm going to put in these glass containers that I picked up from a couple different places over the weekend, and I love them. They are going to keep everything really fresh because they're airtight. So here are the prices of everything. I think that is really affordable. So I'm going to wash everything up and get it ready to go for the food. I'm storing things like nuts and oats, brown sugar, different things like that. Lots of mini chocolate chips, anything that is just a little bit more appealing seeing through the glass. I also love that I'm able to see how much of it I have in stock versus everything being shoved into a bin or a basket. So having everything just nice and sealed in these glasses is just so satisfying. Now that everything is nice and organized in their bins and containers, I'm going to wipe the shelves down in the pantry, get them nice and clean before I start bringing everything in. Alright guys, time for the final reveal. And here is the pantry after. So much better, so much more organized. Let me walk you through each of the spaces. Up top, I've got my crock pots, my blender I use every day, air fryer pretty much every day. I have my toaster and a tiered tray. Over here I have some turntables. The first one has olive oil, avocado oil, and then it also has a lot of vinegars. And then the next one in the front has all of my maple syrups and honey. And then in the back it has my pastas and marinara sauce and hot sauce. This one in the corner has my favorite salsa, as you can see. I always have that on hand. And then in the back I have pickles, which I don't need all that often, but that is much more appealing to the eye, seeing all of those in order. Next we have our peanut butters and cashew butter. Taylor loves these muffin cups, so I have this in a turntable so he can see the flavors that he has. And this is probably my favorite section. We have our collagen pancake mix, some suckers for Brooks, my tortilla chips that I love, and some pita crackers, which I need to get more of. That's why I like these clear containers, because you can see how much you have in stock. We've got brown sugar, oats, cashews, chocolate chips. We have lots of different kinds of chocolate chips. So I like the dairy-free ones, and I usually buy a couple bags at a time. This container has 2 bags in it, so I'll be able to keep these in stock, which priorities. I also have milk chocolate chips and white chocolate chips. I just have those on hand for recipes. And then I have walnuts and pecans. I might eventually make some labels for these, but for today's video, I just wanted to get everything nice and organized. However, I will probably use my Cricut machine to make some labels, or I'll order some. Sometimes I'm afraid to label stuff though, just because if you ever want to change it, you kind of have to peel it off, and sometimes that can be hard to do. Keep that in mind if you're wanting to label things. Okay, the next shelf we have all of our bars. So these are granola bars, RX bars, LAR bars. I've got my Verb Energy bars. And then I also have some for Brooke. So I've got his gummy bears. And then I have some like more treats. So I have popcorn and a Justin's peanut butter cup. These two here are just snacks. So I've got sweet potato chips. I've got Brooks's favorite Bunny Grahams and pretzels with peanut butter in them. And then over here we have our wire baskets, which I love. I feel like this is so much better than having everything in one basket. So first we have our tortilla shells. This is good that I can actually see them. Before they were like in the very bottom of a bin and they were always smashed, so this is great. Then we have bread in its own bin so it doesn't get smashed, onions, and potatoes. This is something that I had in place that really I didn't have to change too much. So I just have these little organizers for cans. You can adjust how wide you want it. I have them all the way out. But I just organized my cans by the Roy G. Biv color wheel pattern. So red all the way down to blue. Underneath, so the last shelf, I've got some extra baking items. So I've got different flours, gluten-free flours. I've got different types of sugars. So I keep those there. And then this section here, I wasn't sure what to do with, but I feel like it's way more functional now. I have Taylor and I's blender bottles and our Hydro jugs that we keep our water in. Right next to it, I have our protein powders. So this is just really handy to have them side by side. I also have my gut health and all of my Arbonne products that I love to use regularly. Right next to that, sticking with the beverages, I've got hot chocolate and some stuff for smoothies. I've got chicken broth and bone broth. And then I've got some baked goods. Brownies, cake mixes that I don't use very often, but I still wanted a bin for it. The last two bins, one is rice and then the other is pastas. So all of those are easily accessible at the bottom. For the very bottom, I have these giant baskets and they don't have a ton of them, but it does just make everything look a little more appealing. First one, I have Brooks's lunch boxes, just ready to go for school. I can grab them when I'm making his lunch in the mornings. The next one, I have extra apple juices, and then I have extra waters in big jugs. And that is the entire pantry, all organized and a little mini walkthrough. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed coming into my home, organizing my pantry with me today, and testing out a new vacuum. I feel super productive today and I'm glad I got this project done. It did take me a couple of hours, but I think that it would have taken me a lot longer if I wouldn't have previously organized. I already had all of these containers. I just bought these glass ones. So I feel like that saved a lot of time. So thank you guys for joining me today. Hopefully this video inspires you to organize your home as well. And don't forget to check the link below for the Bissell Crosswave. I used it again in the pantry and it works so well. It's the little things that make you excited for cleaning that are wins. But thank you guys for being here, and I will see you all really soon in my next video. Bye friends.